Welcome up to Men in Sheds Ramsey, and this is very apt because not only have we got their building, but we've got an actual portable shed. Kevin, who's come across to race this up in Jurby. I mean, first of all, let's go right back. What made you do this? This is your baby. You made this from scratch, right? A shed on wheels.
It is. It's the world's fastest shed.
How fast?
Officially timed top speed is 113.7.
Wow.
Although I have done the quarter mile in 14.6 seconds at 98.5 miles an hour.
It's got a big engine in it then.
It's got Audi RS4 4.2, 455 brake horsepower.
Okay, you're obviously slightly eccentric to do this. I understand that, you know, it happens, but you've got skeletons in there, you've got your own bed in the back. I mean, it's got crazy amount of gadgets in there as well. Amazing.
Yeah, it's eccentric.
In a nice way.
Oh yeah. I'm just surprised more people don't do things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people say, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and they never do.
Why then? Why did you make this?
I had a car sat there. I'd actually bought the car just for the front end for another car.
Yeah.
And so I had it sat there without a front end. I come up with the idea. I never built it to race it. The first major event I took it to, there was a drag strip, which is a quarter mile. So I thought, well, better try it up there. And so the story began. And then I decided to go for the Guinness World Record. Oh. And somebody put me in touch with straight liners who race here on the island. They do the Ramsey Sprint and they drag race at Jurby. And I go to many events with them all over the UK, Pendine, Sands, Elvington. So I do various speeds. And because of this, I seem to be able to organise the most bizarre races. And earlier this year, I had an officially timed drag race with a helicopter.
Wow.
When that was fun.
I bet.
The bed in the back, because I'm away every weekend, I have to fund everything. And I'm not rich. I'm just an ordinary working guy. You know, I should be back at home working today. But, you know, I'm enjoying life, living the dream.
It turns heads
like you'd never believe. Yeah. But what it does do, what's the big reward for me is seeing everybody smile, which is easy on the island because people are much happier here than on the mainland. They're just chasing the dollar, and but for me, actually seeing people smile, I can drive up a street in any town and people come and talk to me, and they always talk to me in a nice, positive way. Yeah. You know, and that for me is rewarding.
Anything else in the pipelines, or are you happy just keeping the shed going?
Well, I have actually got another one.
Oh, bigger, newer, better?
Smaller, but that's a racing shed, which is much smaller. It's
faster then? Bike
engined. Well, I don't know now because this isn't the original engine in it, because the car was an old Passat, and I kept having engine problems and I changed them. And anyway, and I put this in. I'm the first person in the world to put the later RS4 running gear into an old Passat. Nobody had ever done it.
How do you get this through all the regulations? Because no doubt there's people who have to, you know, see this and check
legal?
to make sure it's legal.
I built it to 299 pages of rules.
Wow.
Then you have to take it for a test, like an MOT test, but it's all day. And it makes sure it complies with all the rules. You know, the lights have got all the right markings, there's no sharp edges, the glass is the correct glass, and the list goes on. Yeah. So, in reality, it isn't that difficult, although sometimes dealing with authorities, they don't make it as easy as what they should do. The one thing that isn't in the rules, what a car has to look like. Now, you've just sat in there, and it's got everything in there. Yeah. It just looks different, doesn't it? If everybody was driving around in something like this and somebody come along with some metal and made a rounded shaped car, then they would look wrong.
And the suspension was going up and down, all sorts of gizmos you got there.
Oh, that's magic. That is pure magic.
Reaching for your pocket.
No, I'm just getting comfortable.
No, it is fantastic.
I don't know, can you see it on there?
Yeah. So you can go high or low mode and back mode. Oh my goodness!
It's the original idea of putting that suspension on was when I doubled the power. I was running on the standard car suspension before, and I thought if I don't do something with the suspension, I am going to die. and that's not on my bucket list at the moment. So the original idea for putting the suspension on is to actually make it handle really well. Believe it or not, it actually handles like a sports car, even though it's over 2.25 tons.
There's a lot of wood in there, isn't there?
Well, it's all steel underneath.
Oh, is it?
Never believe everything you see. You know, some people think I bought a wooden shed and plonked it on a car. It couldn't be any further from the truth. You know, it's some big steel up here. There's steels across there, which is why it's so heavy.
Kevin, thanks so much for showing it to us, and just the enjoyment you get from this obviously just shows.
It's. I do want to go on and build other things, but I'm on the most amazing journey of my life at the moment, and mainly it's the fantastic people I've met and the places I've been. If I hadn't have built this, I would have never ever have come to the Isle of Man. I would never have. The Isle of Man reminds me of where I lived when I was a boy. Purely by the way the people are. So don't ever change people. You just stay living the happy life you are.